Well, welcome. This demo, I'm just going to talk about DaFont and downloading fonts for your computer. And there's not one place that you can really go for fonts. There are a lot of options. Just be careful because oftentimes fonts can be corrupt, so you want to be sure you're using a reputable site. The one that I tend to use is called DaFont, and if you just Google DaFont, it will come up. And when you click on that, this is what it's going to come to. And there are a few ways that you can look for something. One is if you're looking for a specific font, you can just type it in here. Sometimes if I'm looking for a font, I'll just go to Google and type in the font here. And then I'll just type at the end, like let's say it's called Fun Font Free Download. There was a fun free font. So I'll just click on this and then I'll look to see what sites are, is it available at, and then I'll go from there. But for fonts, for DaFont, you can either type it in here, but usually I come because I'm looking for a font that I don't know what it's called. I'm just looking for something for like a title that's fun or whatever it might be. So let's say that I'm looking for a handwritten type font for a title, and my title is School Fun. And I'm going to change this to 50 and just hit enter. And so then what it does is it puts the font, these different fonts, so this font's called Summer Vibes, in whatever it is that I'm looking for. So that way I could see it in that font without having to download and to look to see what it looks like. So when you find one that you like, let's just say it's this one here. So it looks like it's called Crescente. So I'm going to hit download. And it's going to put the typeface here. And I can either click on it from here, or I can go to my downloads and it's going to put it right here. And I can just double click it and it'll open. So you need to get this folder with this font into your fonts folder. And I have a shortcut here to my fonts folder, but you may not. So you may have to do a find on your computer. So you may have to go to File, New Finder window, and type in font. So you need to find the font folder that your computer is using to house all your fonts. And so once you do that, then you need to move it to that folder. For me, I'm going to just take this folder and drag it here. And you need to take note of what the name of it is because you're going to have to go find it. So for Crescente, what I'm going to do is go to Font Book because that's the program that I use to manage my fonts. And there's not just one of these, you can use many. This is a free download. One of the reasons that I use this, but it's really easy to use, and I like that user-friendly thing too. I think that just makes it so much easier, especially when I'm trying to teach it. So I'm clicked on, let me go back because I didn't really walk through. I'm clicked on user, I hit the plus, and then this takes me to the fonts folder that I have over here. So then I'm just going to find that Crescente font over here, and I'm just going to click on the folder, and this is TTF stands for True Type Font, and then there's Open Typeface, the Open Type font too, which is OTF, so there'll be some that say OTF as well, but the TTF is just True Type Font. So I'm going to go ahead and say Open. And now that font is in here, and it's also available to me to use in any of the programs that I want to bring up. So if I have, not really sure why InDesign is not coming up, so let me try that again. I do want to just do an example here. So in Font Book, I can actually turn on and off the fonts. You basically can disable them. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a blank document here, and I'm going to type in school fun and make it a little larger. And if you start typing in, I think it was CR, could be wrong, no, maybe it was CH. If you start typing in, then it should bring up some typefaces. The typefaces, oh, it's CHR. Okay, so here's that typeface that I just put in there. So you can see that now it's available to me. The other thing that I want to show you is I can come back here and I can disable it. So if I just click on this, it's showing that it's enabled, but I can disable it by clicking on this and saying disable, and now it says off. And so if I come back here, it's going to say, hey, this font is no longer available. So you can disable the fonts, and I'm going to go back here and check it and say enable it again. Maybe I did something wrong. Oh, there it goes, cancel. Okay, so now it's available for use again, so now it's going to show. So that's just a quick preview on how you can use DaFont and get those fonts onto your computer.